What's going on, guys? Sheet should be here any minute. I think he'll be here in a couple minutes. He just texted me. He'll be here in like 4 minutes. So, all right. Here's what we got going on today. It's more of the same with the way the NBA is going. At least we had them, make it into a smaller slate for us. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of other texts here. Well, we got plenty of time is the good news, because I think that at the end of the day, I'm just not going to play the first games. I'm a little nervous not to have more interest in Brooklyn, but I really want to find out. I want to see a Celtics starting lineup. I want to find out what's going on. So I'm probably going to have to just fade the early games, where I think Cam Thomas is an interesting play. I think Day'Ron Sharpe is getting too much ownership. And I think that, Bridges is a great play, but I just would rather wait. I want a starting lineup from Boston. We did get that Mitchell is officially probable. Last I saw. I mean, it always changes these days, it seems like. And then we've got Michael Porter Jr. questionable. Peyton Watson's already a really good play. And if Michael Porter Jr. is out, Peyton Watson is like a phenomenal play, as is probably Strother. So you're going to hear the same thing. It's going to be the same delay game. And I'm so happy Sheets just jumped on in.
Well, what happened?
Well, I'm just tired of saying the same thing on every NBA slate. We have to delay, but it's the truth.
Well, I don't even know. What are we waiting for?
Well, we'd like to see a Boston starting lineup. We have Porzingis doubtful, which is, I'll just assume is out for now. Wait, hold on. He's back to questionable. I don't even understand what's happening right now. Look, guys, it's Christmas. It's the holiday season. Be nice to us. Okay, there we go. Now it is. Now I got him. Okay. Porzingis is out, basically. Horford is out. So one of Keita, or if they did a weird Luke Kornet start, that could be interesting. But also you still have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Drew Holiday all questionable. My guess is that one of those sit. The only thing is they haven't lost at home yet, I don't think. So that's like one thing that might keep them playing. The other
you like O'Shea Brissett?
In which case, like if what happens?
I'm throwing names out. You mentioned Boston. I have guys on my.
Oh, just I don't think you can make a decision like that with those three guys questionable. So that
obviously need the news. I mean, I'm just
Yeah. So I'm saying that's why you have to delay. In my opinion, I was saying you got to give up some good spots for Brooklyn, and you could still do it. But like you might, for me, I want like 3 Philadelphia guys still. I still think the Philadelphia is being underrepresented. I think games have gone in sort of a funky way. I'm still obsessed with the Maxey play tonight, especially because of the low ownership. I'm going to want a lot of Harris. I'm going to want Melton some. I'm going to want a ton of Paul Reed, who is not going to get the ownership he should. And I'm going to want Bamba where I don't have Paul Reed. And I also want some Kelly Oubre. So I'm going to be very high on Philadelphia. I'm going to at least have probably like a minimum 1 from Boston. I just don't know who it's going to be, and probably 2 because I think somebody else will sit. So, and then Houston also has Jashawn Tate questionable with Jabari Smith out. So I really think that playing the first games, you're giving up a ton of equity. If Tari Eason is somehow out, Cam Whitmore is going to look like maybe the best play on the slate.
Who's that? Who is that?
He's awesome. He's really, really good.
Has he played yet this year?
Yeah. He just played a little bit the other day, but he's like, the problem with Houston is they're really good and they're really deep, and their 2 first-round lottery picks this year are, Amen Thompson and him. And they're both guys who I'm huge on in general. I think they're going to have massive futures, but I think that if they play, like, man, if Eason is somehow out, that's a really, really, both of those guys are really interesting plays. And by the way, I like it enough to speculate on it anyway. The game doesn't start till 8 Eastern. That's the way I'm going to play my lineups. So I will have Whitmore and Thompson in a good portion of them, and I'll just adjust as news comes in. And I like Tari Eason, by the way. I also already like Şengün and Van Vliet. So if I'm playing the Philadelphia guys, and it just becomes a very nice natural game stack, at least as a placeholder, because it's not till 8 Eastern. We'll have the Boston news by then of what to plug in. But I really like that's my strategy for the slate is getting overweight, even in a bad matchup, the Philadelphia guys.
Yeah, and they're not that cheap either. So Harris is 6,800. I mean, projects okay. And then Maxey, coming off 2 straight snowflakes. I like that.
And Maxey projects really well, actually. Like
I guess.
Well, think about it. He averages 45 fantasy points per game, right?
Right.
Joel Embiid is not playing.
Are we really supposed to assume? I got him at 47.5.
Yeah. So are we really supposed to assume that Maxey is like worse without Embiid because of two outlier games, one where he missed every shot, one where he got 2 fouls in the first minute? Like, I just am not going to buy into that kind of stuff. I also not buying into the same thing with Paul Reed. I was right on it with Paul Reed the other night. I said, you got to play Paul Reed tonight, and you got to play either him or Bamba, but I think Paul Reed is the right play. And he put up 40 because that's what he will do. He just got into foul trouble, and it might happen again tonight against Şengün. So play some Bamba. You know what I mean? And it's all going to be, if Keita starts, you play those guys together, and then you actually have a low-owned, similar cheap center thing that we've been going over at very high ownership. You know what I mean? We've been seeing the Jalen Smith and the Drummond at 95 and 60% ownership or whatever. Now we can get those same plays where one guy's going to be 50% owned and one guy's going to be like 10% owned, 15, 20. It just feels like a much better strategy to me to play that way.
Meanwhile, I mean, this is actually really good for the whole DFS industry. That thing about the Michael Bridges thing with DK DFS, it made the New York Post today.
Wait, which thing did?
The thing with DK DFS and the Michael Bridges thing and the minutes from yesterday, the other day, that whole story made the New York Post.
Oh my God. That's
literally
insane.
the New York Post.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy. They're like, Michael Bridges, he didn't play that much. And this was captured by the betting community, including one noted ex-user, DK DFS, who it was amazing. It's like awesome. It's like actually made mainstream media that are like Twitter tilting, sort of.
It's
like
so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice because when we did our thing, I wasn't looking at Twitter. Then I looked afterwards and I was like shocked by what I was seeing. I honestly don't know if people are just bored or it's the end of the year because it seemed way over the top. Like, I mean, it's bizarre. Like, it's just a standard thing that he pointed out. Like, it's what you do. Like, I don't have any idea.
Well, let's talk about the Atlanta-Sacramento game for a minute.
Yeah.
Is nobody like looks like mispriced, nobody's out or anything like that, but it's a 1 million point total. And it seems like a game we're supposed to play. You know, like I feel like I'd love to play either Trey or Sabonis or Fox or two of them, you know, if I can do it.
Yeah, so go ahead.
What's up?
Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, but same thing. I mean, you got to something's got to open up to let you do this. But I mean, they project well enough, and I don't know. Are we overthinking it not playing this game?
I don't think we're overthinking. I think we are playing this. So there's the other spend ups for me. Quote, like outside of, I remember I like that. I like the Philadelphia Houston game. I hate the energy, whatever that's going to happen there. But I want at least 3 players from that game probably in all my lineups. I really do.
What do you mean the energy? What does that mean?
It's just going to be slower paced a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
But it should be very concentrated usage. So I'm just going to target that one as my main thing. But when you look for the other spend ups, I think you have 2 great options. I think that Trey's a great play and always is at 9,900 these days. And Sacramento, you can't ask for a better situation. This is the 5th highest total in NBA history. So playing Trey or DeJounte, everybody else is so fringy. I don't even know which one I would pick. I think that Bogdanovich, and I'll throw in like, look, if this game was in Sacramento, I'll take the little extra FU edge from Bogdanovich. You know what I mean? He would be the fringy play I think you play in this game.
Can I ask you a question? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd like to point out, and I was trying to listen to your early look today. Then I got distracted by something, and you were mentioning. This is the last thing I heard before I stopped. You were mentioning something, maybe DeJounte Murray being traded?
Yeah, he's going to be traded almost. Everything I've listened to from every like top person that's a former GM or something is basically convinced that he will be traded. They definitely need to do something because they're terrible and it makes no sense that they should be this bad. But Trae Young is the reason, and they're not going to trade Trae unless they trade Trae. Like it might happen. That's probably their best case of that course of action. But Trae Young it's very hard for him to lead a successful franchise. Like it's just he's not the right guy. He's a good fantasy guy though. Anyway, we like Trae tonight. Murray and Bogdanovich are the other ones, but the Murray thing is like showing out is like a thing that happens too for being traded. So it's like Murray having a good game, they're going to let him keep rolling. Anything that increases, and it's not really going to increase that much, but like if he had like 240 real life point games back to back and before the trade deadline, like somebody's probably going to perk their interest up a little bit more, and that's possible.
Donovan Mitchell remains the same as he has been.
Tatum is out, by the way.
Okay. He remains questionable. Donovan Mitchell. He's missed 4 games with
He's probable.
Oh, okay.
Officially announced as probable.
Okay. Is he a bad
Yeah, I
player?
think Brown plays, and I think Brown, like I put in my first build today, Brown is, I think, the obvious answer right now. He didn't play yesterday. These guys played a ton of minutes. Holiday played 44 minutes. He still may sit, by the way. You're not playing him. So like Derek White played less minutes a little bit. So you're going to have Jaylen Brown and probably Keita, probably Hauser's going to look good. So it's really going to become down to Boston and Philly, I think, as your like main spots to get multiple guys no matter what. That's what I would do.
So you think Keita is going to start and look good or look good regardless?
I think he'll look fine regardless. But if Luke Cornett starts, he's 3,400. I don't think that'll happen. I'm just throwing it out there. They seem to like Keita a little bit for what it's worth. Like, it's not like a natural matchup where you desperately need to play, Keita as your center, but I think he's going to probably be projection-wise like the one everyone goes to.
Yeah.
And then, so Jaylen Brown and Derek White, because this game should stay competitive, and Derek White played a little bit less than he played 35 minutes last night. I know it's still a lot, but they played an overtime game. Derek White, but Jaylen Brown is the simple answer. Peyton Pritchard is probably going to look really good to a lot of people. I really want to see, again, starting lineup. This is just all proving, look, it sucks. It's a huge total in Brooklyn, and I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not wasting a lineup spot on anybody from the early games without getting at least a starting lineup. And especially because I like the other games better anyway. Shouldn't be that hard to wait an extra half hour. And tonight I don't have to worry about clicking the wrong Bogdanovich when I'm trying to click a placeholder lineup. on the freaking millionaire for 2,500. Even though the other Bogdanovich was like a fine play anyway, like it wasn't like a bad thing, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
So I think the double center thing is going to start to look good with Jaylen Brown as your common spend up. I think it's going to make ownership even lower on like Maxey, because I think people will play Trae, which is great. Like play Trae, try to get all of them. Maybe that's a reasonable core, like just the Trae, Maxey, Jaylen Brown combo. That actually makes a lot of sense to me.
Which one?
Trae, Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and you could even throw in Trae, Maxey, Jaylen Brown. The problem is then you have to use the utility spot for another guard if you wanted to play Fox, because I think De'Aaron Fox is a great play tonight too. But maybe you just skip Fox, you play Trae. It's just so annoying to see Fox's price like this against Atlanta and like not want to just play him.
So when do you think we'll have the Celtics start? After 7 or before? That's a good question. Yes.
I don't know. That's not an answerable question, I don't think.
No, that's when you think those.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm trying to think. Well, I wasn't trying to like shut you. I was just trying to think. Like I don't really have a way of guessing these days. All right, Middleton. I'm not playing any Middleton. It's totally fine. I was all over Middleton the other day, and I think it's a legitimately good play. I think you're going to find a lot of other plays that make a lot more sense when you see the projections update with Boston. So, yeah, maybe you do end up on a Middleton where you need 6,700 or whatever, but it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of Trey out there. You're going to see a lot of, that's going to be the common spend up, I think. I think that Fox and Jokic will be the next two most popular spend ups. And I think Jamal Murray is probably going to be one of the most popular players because Michael Porter Jr. is still questionable too.
Oh, okay. And that's legit questionable, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's legit questionable. I think it's more likely he doesn't play than plays. So I think Peyton Watson is the guy you use that spot with. And the problem, the good thing is that if he's out, other than Jokic and Murray, it does benefit them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're both perfect. Remember, we played Jokic a lot without Murray over the last few years. So this is not a better situation than that. But he is also cheaper. But maybe Strother starts. If he's out, that would be a double value with Watson and Strother. Probably pick one, but it's fine. No talk about Lillard. Why would there be talk about Lillard? Travis, you always throw these out there, but like, how many players do you want us to recommend? Should we recommend every player or try to keep it narrow? You know, like, I don't want to just start naming Damian Lillard, who literally like has never gotten there except for one time in his last 25 games or 30 games. No, 2 times in his last 25. Yeah, sure, he can always get hot, but like, why are we trying to do that? If you play Damian Lillard tonight in a bad matchup, just play him every night. And there's no reason to just, you know what I mean? There's nothing about tonight that makes Damian Lillard a better play than any other night.
Well, let's talk about the good matchups. So this first game, I mean, Washington's playing, right? And you have a couple. You have a little bit of revenge narrative for Spencer Dinwiddie, if you're interested in something like that. And you have what's his name with all the, I would say, controversy, with all the publicity we just talked about. It'd be kind of cool to see Michael Bridges play 44 minutes and score 60 fantasy points. I think that's definitely in the cards.
Sure.
I think the Nets are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, and then you're giving up all of the stuff.
Well, I think we'll know what's going on.
I don't think so.
You know, Lisa?
I don't think you have a bot. You definitely won't have a bot. I mean, maybe it happens sometimes. Some teams release their lineups way early, but like to get a Boston starting lineup by then. Ugh.
Yeah, but aren't those like good plays anyway? Like if we only, I don't know.
Like Jaylen Brown is, but like, what if Drew Holiday sits also? Then okay, so then you're going to want at least 3 Celtics.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then the run backs become more valuable on the other side because you're playing the game, stack in a way. What if, what if you get the value later? And maybe that doesn't matter for Bridges. I think picking any of those guys is fine. My strategy is just, wait. Like, I don't think any of them are like a lock to go off. I do think Bridges is the best play. And I think Thomas is like the best tournament idea, but he's probably going to have some ownership.
Harrison Barnes was getting a projection earlier today. I haven't updated it yet, so I don't know if he still is.
Yeah, I'm playing him some, but again, it's a later game, so I'll just adjust. And if he's not available, if I don't know about him, I'm just going to switch him. He will become Peyton Watson in 2 seconds because Peyton Watson, I can wait till the later info, and Peyton Watson is probably every bit as good of a play as Harrison Barnes is anyway. So probably should just be playing Peyton Watson.
And him being off a back-to-back, that doesn't bother you?
Peyton Watson?
Yeah.
No, he's a kid.
Just throwing it out there.
Did somebody else bring it up on a show? I'm curious.
No, I have no info today.
You're
I'm literally like I'm looking at the projections. You know my research is so far. Literally 8 minutes worth of your early preview.
Okay.
It was a 16-minute video. I got through 8 minutes, then I had to leave. and now I'm looking at projections and running stuff. That's literally what I got. Updating my hockey, doing whatever. So I'm waiting for the Boston stuff, and then I could, like you said, speak at least, maybe somewhat intelligently about all this.
It is weird because I'm waiting for the projections, and I don't feel so. I guess Holiday must have been announced in, because I'm seeing no Q tag on, at least on SaberSim. Let's see. They've got no. Something's wrong with their projection. It's ridiculous. There's something wrong.
What happened?
It's just there they go. Okay. Yeah, Jaylen Brown now projects at 45 or 44. Keita is at 22, but again, if he starts, it's going to shoot up. Hauser, it's actually interesting that it's not more than what it is right now. Huh.
What, the Celtic guys?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're hedging. See, you can scroll to the right and see how many minutes they're projecting. Or maybe that.
I'm looking at it like I think the Drew Holiday at 35 minutes off of 44 minutes is unlikely.
But with guys out, I mean, it's possible.
But he's banged up too. Yeah, I mean, it just you're the best team. Like you should be. I don't know. Like you should act like it and not worry, not hurt anybody. Let's see real quick if I have any extra info. I'm going to be out of here in 8 minutes, so I'm happy to answer any speculative stuff or whatever because I think it's going to be decided after that. He's still technically questionable, Holiday.
Who, Drew Holiday?
No, I guess. Well, they took the Q tag off of him, but
all right. So let's do something else for a
oh,
second.
here it is. Here it is.
Oh, he's up there.
Yeah, it did say Jaylen Brown is a bit. It doesn't say Holiday. Yeah. Okay.
I would say let's do something else. So 7 o'clock games, like I was mentioning, right? So Brooklyn, Washington, nothing really stand out for you. Anything really stand out with New York, Orlando?
No.
Okay. Well, then we know what we're doing. We're doing nothing. You know what I mean?
That's the plan.
Okay.
But I'm a little nervous. Like if there's one thing I'm nervous about, it would be the fading of the Brooklyn side of things in this incredible matchup. And like you said, but it's not like playing Bridges is going to be different. He's going to be like 25% off.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be like crazy popular. So like if I could get an edge that way, then I would go for it. But there's really none. Like I think Cam Thomas is your tournament guy. That would probably be the best play from the early games. I do think that like all of the guys, from the Orlando and New York, like yeah, you could say they're in play. They project fine. They're all fine. But it's a terrible matchup for both of them. It doesn't seem like it sort of fits in my rule of like if you're going to play them, then just play them any other night. There's nothing stands out except for maybe taking a shot like on Quickly or Hart. But
yeah, that was another one that was interesting. Like Hart was showing up with a projection.
Yeah, it was a terrible projection. He was projecting at like 7x for a while. It was just it was just a mistake.
And what do you think of? And the other guy that I was thinking of from the Knicks would have been Hartenstein. That was it.
Yeah, I just don't know how you're going to use that center spot.
Right.
Like I would rather take the other guys who, but by the way, it's not bad. I actually don't think it's bad. By the way, I actually don't think that's bad. Wow, I didn't really think about it all day, but that's probably one of the interesting places because like he was going to be owned, and I don't think he's going to be anymore. It's kind of interesting.
And the other guy that's been playing really, really well. They seem to do well when he's in there is Quickly. He's not the guy that's going to play like a billion minutes though. But I just keep seeing him on the court. When they're doing good things.
It's just the actual worst matchup in basketball. So if we're going to do it, like this is my and maybe it's the wrong way to think, but it's just the way that I think. I don't know. And look, Avdia on the other side is a fine play. Like Kuzma, you can take a shot. Gafford, there's plenty of guys to consider, but I just prefer. I would rather know who's starting for Boston. I'd rather really like to know about Michael Porter Jr. because Peyton Watson's already good value, and Juidi is asking our favorite, the favorite value of the night. And I think the answer is like Watson because. That 23 fantasy point projection at 4,500 might become 30, if Michael Porter Jr. is out. Maybe Strother because that 15 fantasy point projection might become 24. Maybe not that high, but really it's Watson is the answer for me for the value. But I also like Paul Reed, and I like if I'm not playing Paul Reed, getting to the other one, Bamba. And I think that playing these Houston guys speculatively with Cam Whitmore and Amin Thompson, because oddly enough, the biggest pieces of the night are the 6K guys. Like if Tari Eason's out, and if Porter Jr. is out, that's where all the value is going to be. Would I play KCP? I wouldn't be playing KCP at all. Look, it's going to happen. I always like KCP on like big games or tiny slates or something like that. I would, if you play KCP, I just think it's an absolutely god awful play. Like, I mean, I couldn't think of a worse play at 5,600 than KCP. So I would not be playing KCP.
So you're not putting him as part of your core, is what you're saying.
No, I just want to be honest. Like, I want people not to think about things like that. I don't want to see a game log chasing when it's obvious, you know.
Why? What did he do in this last game?
Nothing. It was the game before. He what was really interesting. Well, the thing is, he had like 30 something at halftime or whatever. He ended up with 34. He plays a million minutes all the time. There's nothing about his 5,600 that just doesn't make any sense to play him. Like if he gets there, so be it. Like whatever. Give me the 4-game slate where no one's playing him at 4K. I'll take him then.
That's what I'm gonna do. If you're gonna go, like what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen and do a little building. So this is what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try.
I'll hang out for a little bit. I got nothing really.
Yeah. Okay. We have to update these projections a little bit, and then I will. I'll build some lineups. Now, again, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen with Boston, but what I'd love to. This is what I like doing in a situation like this. I want to build lineups just to see, like, given where things stand now, how many guys I'd be getting from those early games. Like, if you know, if it's a lot, right? Because if it's not a lot, I'm probably inclined to then just X out the game and rerun it. You know, I think it's that important to save room for those Celtics things. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Yes.
So I'm just updating projections now, and again, it's as of now, so it doesn't have Boston starters, but it's got something. I think. Let me see who I have as the top point per dollar play. Hold on a minute. And yeah, so tomorrow there is one showdown game tomorrow night. The Celtics, the Lions. That's tomorrow. I'll put sheets up. Maybe I'll do a video. Probably not though. And then obviously we're here Sunday. Did you say something like you might not be here Sunday, or what'd you say?
I'll be here Sunday. I think I might be gone next week if my package arrives.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
No, but I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out anyway.
Yeah.
This is maybe the last. Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy I'm getting, I'll tell you this, like the guys I'm getting from the Celtics right now, and again, we don't even know who's playing, but Jaylen Brown is playing, you're saying?
Yeah.
So or right now on DraftKings would be Jaylen Brown and Keita?
Jaylen Brown, Keita would be
like good point per dollar plays, but
yeah.
Let me see what I'm getting in the actual lineup bills. Let me.
I think there's more to it than this, though. I think that Pritchard, and I love the run back of Schroeder. I'll buy in completely on this complete horrible projection. I'm going to play Schroeder and run back the Celtics. He is not happy with how things left. He is a guy who has that in him. And if you go get rid of him, I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's going to be one of his nights. So I'll just say that.
All right. So let me share my screen. And I haven't run anything except dummy lineups. All right. So let me upload. We'll do DraftKings. What time is it? Oh, it's plenty of time. Okay. My hockeys are in. I ended up, by the way, in those lotteries in hockey at like 5th or something like that. It wasn't bad.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, considering like that center was out, I ended up making money somehow last night. It was freaking nuts. And I went for the freaking showdown slate. That was fun. The football.
I felt like that made me feel like I missed an opportunity with Keita being out, like to not do better, even though I did fine.
Yeah. All right. So let's fire these and let's see what we get. I guess maybe you're right. I maybe you'll be getting more Celtics than I think in this. And
and maybe
I don't think yet it will.
not yet. Yeah, but I think we will get. I think we're going to get the Keita.
I think it's going to get there too. I think it'll have way too little of Philly.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. Hauser, Keita, Brissett is showing up with 20. Lamar Stevens, 56% owned? Huh? No.
That's like the easiest fade of all time.
That's what they're projecting here? Is that
No.
for real? No. Unless he's starting. I mean, I don't know what that is. Let's see what this looks like here. And this is another reason why we want to not commit to these early games. Okay, so all right. So in this world, I'll be getting 92% DeAnthony Melton. Basically, Keita and then Phillies and Denver's, like you said, Peyton Watson, Jamal Murray, Melton, Harris, Reed.
So they're agreeing with me.
Yeah, they are.
They're agreeing with my take that the industry doesn't like Philly enough.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. What do you mean? Philly here is
Look at their ownership versus the amount that you're getting of them.
no. Philly. Oh, right. That's true.
You're getting a ton of them.
Right.
Meanwhile, the ownership is pretty low.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
50% Cameron Johnson, though. Wow.
Well, it's a good matchup, right?
No, it's great. He's totally legit.
And Michael Bridges, 28. Gafford, getting some Gafford too from that game.
Yeah.
Terry Eason, is he? Would you say he's questionable or something or no?
Tari Eason is questionable.
Okay.
So Keita is now, he started. The projections are going up. The Stevens thing, I'm not saying
I'm not actually getting any of them actually, but
I'm not going to say I'm not going to end up with some of it because he probably ends up starting, and he's minimum.
well, if he starts, he's going to get a bigger projection. So
His projection is, but his ownership, like, yikes, man. I mean, that can't, like,
no, that's not.
we've seen Lamar Stevens play him. The problem is, like, just getting 15 is good enough these days because the spend ups are they always 5.5x. All the spend
Who was that guy? Not Lamar Stevens, the guy with the L who's on Indiana that always guarded LeBron. That he would always like show up as chalk and like always smash and then like
Ben Stevenson.
Yes, that's right. That's guy. That's it. I wonder what happened. He's not still playing.
He's won me probably more money than anybody else.
Probably. Right?
Like seriously, I had him at 3K on nights where he was like could be a DNP CD, and I won the lottery with that one. I won the 100 I chopped the 150K for first one when they had the 888 with a lineup with him where I was the only person who had him in the tournament. But yeah, because he was not like a play to people, like, you know what I mean. But when you're looking for extra fringy value back then, like a guy who's projected for 3.5 or 4x, you couldn't consider. Now, and this is what I've had this conversation with MJ in the Discord, is that he's saying that he doesn't like to have any cheap guy like who's not projected for 5x, and I'm going, I think you should do the exact opposite of that this year because all of the top guys are smashing. Giannis averages over 5.5x. Of what his projection is. Jokic averages over 5.5x of what his projection is. What his price is. So when all the top guys do, if you can find the few cheapies that get there, you're in pretty decent shape. And also even basically anybody over like 8K, really 9K, but over 8K is going to project. Those are going to be the best projected players unless there's something really weird that happens. I mean, even with all this news, the best projected player of the night point per dollar is Jokic. And Trae Young, and then Jamal Murray, and then Giannis.
Yeah. I like the lineups that I'm getting to Trae Young. I like that one. I think he's a good player tonight.
I really like Trae. I have him in I have 3 big lineups. He's in one of them. And of course, Maxey is in that one as well. I made sure to pair them together.
There you go.
Had to do it. Yeah, it is a little weird with the Celtics not projecting a little bit better. Jaylen Brown will probably end up in 2 of my 3 lineup. 3 big lineups. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, Eason is in. Oh wait, he's just. I don't know if he's in. It's just the questionable tag came away. I don't know. I don't know what that means. So he must have been announced in, but I don't have the official word. Mitchell is available. We knew that. So with Eason in, I'm a little lower on those fringier guys, but I still think it's worth taking a shot on Whitmore, especially. He's really good, man.
And who is this? What team is this on?
This is on Houston. It's so hard for him to get the run because Jabari and Eason and Şengün and Van Vliet and all of their guys. They have a ton of guys. I think I might take a shot, though.
Yeah, this Cam Johnson thing is curious.
Yeah. So I played that. Then I played Keita. Keita and Bamba. So I have this theory, and like this is not foolproof, nothing like this. Part of my reason for playing these guys the same price together is just very simple. Like if they score the same amount as Paul Reed, then you're good, or usually if the other guy's really popular. But right now, tonight, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be Keita who's popular. So where I'm playing Keita, I'll play Bamba in those lineups instead of Reed. Because Reed is at least going to get some ownership, whereas I don't think Mo Bamba is going to end up getting any at the end of this slate.
Right. I'm liking the Bamba, actually.
Yeah. This lineup feels very, very good to me, actually, that I've got built here right here. I'm going to play the Cam Whitmore in this lineup.
So you said Eason is in, right?
Eason is in, it looks like. I just don't have the official word, but I'm seeing him without a question tag.
I'm gonna. This is a little dangerous. I'm gonna X out these first 2 games.
It's dangerous for you because you're not,
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm definitely here.
Can I play this? Let's see. Forward value, you have. Something feels. I might end up with a Mikal Bridges lineup just because I keep ending up with this price point. But
Right.
I still feel like there's stuff to know. Is there somebody at 5,600 that makes any sense? Oubre, obviously. 57. Oh my God, I'm like 100 off everywhere. I could get Cam Johnson, all these things.
All these Cam Johnson lineups. You know what? I don't know.
I just need that extra. Well, I just have that price point. I'm just trying to hit. Like I'm trying to find a forward. Actually, I can use a guard too. I really like the lineup that I built, so I can't really mess with it. Gary Trent is the other one that's like a weird value-ish type of looking thing, whatever you want to call it. Brown, Keita. Yeah, the Schroeder thing feels so thin, but I totally believe in it. I'm just going to buy it.
What?
I'm just buying into this Schroeder thing, and it may just be so stupid, but I really am buying into it. It's going to go off.
Yeah, he's never done anything for me.
He's done some stuff for me before, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know. He has.
Including, I think it was like opening night this year or something like that. It was right around then.
You know, it's me being the projection guy. I see him every freaking slate, like being really, really popular, like all day long until the value.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally unowned every single slate.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what FanDuel looks like here. And then I'll see if I need to X that out over there. And of course, Cam Thomas is spelled wrong.
Okay, so what's the first real sense of value for Keita, Watson? I like the idea of the Keita, Watson, Whitmore together, but I can't figure out the build right.
And Whitmore's on Houston, you're saying?
Yeah. Actually, I know what I have to do. I have to play this lineup. I have to play Amen Thompson. Just so thin. I'm just gonna freaking go for it. I love this though. This is exactly the lineup I want. Amen Thompson. Let's get to
Thank you.
Watson.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, FanDuel. Oh my God. Kate is only 4K on FanDuel. Getting pretty much all of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if he doesn't start. See what people do.
Yeah. If they start the it's not Sam Brenner, not Lance Stevens. What's the guy's name? Lamar Stevens.
Lance Stevens. Wow. How do I keep ending up on Brett? This is why I'm gonna have to play. What's his name in the first
Cam
game?
Whitmore? Cam Whitmore?
No, I keep ending up with Brad Miller. I'm like not Brad Miller, Brandon Miller, and I think he's fine. Like, and I like him partly because he's in the later game and all that stuff. But like, I just can't have all my lineups having him as a place filler. Like, 'cause he's too reasonable of a play. I don't want to like lock him in.
Brandon Miller?
This feels
That's awfully late. Okay.
What's that?
The Brandon Miller from Charlotte, you mean?
Yeah, it's 9 Eastern. There's nothing wrong with him.
Mitchell, Keita. That's a lot of Keita.
How is Cam Johnson playing this well and not getting more minutes in all these close games? I'm looking at his game log, and like every night he just shoots lights out, man. 4 for 6 from 3, 3 for 6 from 3, 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 6 from 3, 9 for 13, 6 for 10, 6 for 9, 8 for 14. How is this guy not playing more? He never plays 30 minutes.
What do you think of Donovan Mitchell?
Like it. In fact, I think that you just answered the question I was trying to figure out for my lineup. I think that I can't quite do it. Ugh. Okay.
So I like the I like Donovan Mitchell here.
So let's do this. Let's do Cam. So I do have Cam Johnson. I lied. I didn't lie. I have Cam Johnson in the lineup.
Okay.
Because I can't play all of the and I actually think it's a good spot. I just can't. I hate playing guys like this. I hate this. No matter what he does, they just won't give him the extra minutes. It's so irritating to me. Whitmore. Whitmore, Oubre, Maxey. Şengün, Melton. God, how do I keep getting stuck in this freaking range? Every build is leading me to the same thing. I hate to do this, guys, so I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to questions if they're there. What does it look like with Maxey, Trey, and Jaylen Brown? That's exactly what I was just building, Noah. It's doable, very doable. And I like it. I like it. I don't know what else to say. I'm having a really hard time though. Yeah, let me just try this again.
Right. I have to
maybe the best play. Like that's kind of no one's going to play him because they're going to play Fox and Young, right? He'll get a little ownership, but not compared to those guys, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's the right answer. Sheets, I like that idea because you think about it, you have a team that gives it up to the outside. They're playing at home. Even his projection is sky high. Like let's do that.
Who are you talking about again?
I'm in on this
Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell, yeah. I think that was the one. That was the one piece I was like kind of trying to think about earlier, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I have like 15% on DraftKings. I have my big buy-in on FanDuel.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna run. I will definitely see you at 11 on Sunday, and you guys will see me throughout the course of the weekend, I'm sure.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Good luck, everybody.
Later.